Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. As always, thank you for taking time out to watch the video. I really do appreciate all the support you show the channel. We have multiple PlayStation related topics that we're going to be covering in this video today. The first has to do with next-gen PlayStation SOCs reportedly being in the works at AMD. We're going to talk a little bit about that. We're also talking about Spider-Man 2. I have an update for you in regards to how the game is progressing. And we're also talking about an upgrade that is going to be made available for the PS5 for a multi-platform game, but it's apparently only going to be for the PS5, and this has left some Xbox players a little bit upset. And finally, we have an update on Gotham Knights. So before we get into these topics, guys, do me a big favor. If you do enjoy the video or you find it informative, make sure you hit the like button. It really helps the videos a lot. And if you are new here to the channel, consider hitting that subscribe button as well. So this is reading from PlayStation Universe, where it says AMD has revealed that the team behind the SoCs for PlayStation and Xbox hardware are hiring for a verification engineer for a next generation chip. The job listing was posted up on LinkedIn and reveals the following info. The team behind the chip powering the PlayStation and Xbox and the latest RDNA family graphics chip is hiring for its Markham location in Canada for the next generation chip development project. We are currently looking for a system-on-chip verification engineer who will be part of a team working on next generation of complex SoC design. The successful candidate will play a key role in SoC verification, performing the following duties for functional, power, and performance aspects with simulation and hardware emulation environment. The article continues by saying presumably this pertains to a new console from Sony and Microsoft, although we won't find out anything for sure for a while yet. Then again, there's murmurs that Sony is working on a PS5 Pro, so it could relate to a new hardware update. So even though to a lot of people it may seem like it's too soon to be talking about the next generation PlayStation console, it's actually not. The reason being is Sony has already been working on whatever the PlayStation 6 will inevitably be for a while now. In fact, they've likely been working on this or kind of mapping out what this console is going to be since they launched the PS5. This is not uncommon, and some people might not be aware of this, but as soon as a new console launches, the hardware manufacturer, that being Sony or Microsoft, they're already thinking about what's coming after that. They're already in the planning stages, and considering the PlayStation 5 has been out for about a year and a half now, they're likely a little bit past that by this point. They obviously don't have everything locked in. There's no way they can, but when it comes to consoles, this is something that Sony and Microsoft, they have to kind of lock these things down years in advance, and that's why the planning stages start so early. And now we're hearing from AMD officially through a job posting that they are already working on these chips that are going to power what will be the PlayStation 6, possibly a PS5 Pro, but I think it's leaning more towards a PlayStation 6 at this point, and whatever the next generation of Xbox console is going to be. So for as interesting as the PS5 still is, and for as little as we've seen when it comes to what it's capable of doing and what can happen when it's really pushed to its limit, the PlayStation 6 is already something that is being worked on and is in development. I think before that, it's obvious that we're going to get a PS5 Slim, probably, maybe two different iterations of a PS5 Slim, similar to what we've seen Sony do in the past, although we could just see one, and we may even get a PS5 Pro, but we are for sure going to be getting a PlayStation 6. And if anything, I think that this is really good news. Again, I know some people are going to be like, why are we talking about the PlayStation 6? The reason why I think it's very good news is because there's always talk every single console generation that, well, this is going to be the last one. This is going to be the last PlayStation console we get, the last Xbox console we get. And if this job listing by AMD is anything to go by, no, it's not. And so I do think that's good news. So let me know your thoughts about that down in the comments below. Next up, we're talking about an interesting upgrade that has apparently upset some Xbox fans. This is reading from PlayStation Lifestyle. It says the recently announced Fury PS5 upgrade took many by surprise, considering the game is nearly 6 years old. But for Xbox players, the real surprise was missing out on the free next-gen upgrade and DLC that other platforms are set to receive. Such was the backlash that developer The Game Bakers took to Twitter to address the complaints, revealing that Fury never captured a lot of attention on Xbox, and for a small studio with financial and time constraints, platforms had to be prioritized. And it continues here by saying, if you were subscribed to PS Plus in 2016, you might want to check your library, as chances are you downloaded Fury. The Boss Rush action game was part of the service's July 2016 lineup, Not only will you be able to get the next gen upgrade for free, you'll also receive a free update that includes all paid and free content that comes with One More Fight DLC, as well as the improvements made since release. If you want to experience the game from a new angle and don't mind forking out $7, then you can grab the new Onimusha DLC, I think I'm saying that right, that gives you an alternate main character to play with. Onimusha Rider comes with her own combat skills. Like the next gen upgrade and free content update, Onimusha will skip Xbox platforms. So I thought that this was pretty interesting because it's not usual that you see something like this happen. I mean, I don't know how many people on PlayStation or in general are playing this game, but the developer definitely didn't mind coming out and making it known that for anybody who's acting upset on social media that, Xbox isn't getting this free update or upgrade or DLC, it's because nobody's apparently playing this game on Xbox. But it also does make sense, and I think it is important to highlight this, that this was a PS Plus game. So there are a lot of people who automatically have this game, maybe not installed on their consoles, but still they will be able to access it, and maybe they're trying to get an influx of players or whatnot. But yeah, if you're somebody who played this game and, maybe it's been a while since you played it, this is something that they're going to be doing. But we're moving on to the next topic here, which talks about Spider-Man 2. We have a little bit of an update here. Apparently, Tony Todd is teasing that he's getting ready to do his mocap session for Spider-Man 2. For those who are unaware, Tony Todd is confirmed to be playing Venom in Spider-Man 2. And so not only is it just pretty cool to kind of see him teasing this out and, people are getting a little bit excited for it, but this may also give us a pretty good idea of how the development of Spider-Man 2 is going. I came across this on the Gaming Leaks and Rumors Reddit, where an individual asked at what stage of game development do companies usually start mocap. Somebody else replied saying, I thought I saw someone on the subreddit say that Insomniac only does mocap when they have the script done. And then the person who said that responded by saying, yeah, it was me. It's near the end of their GDC talk on Miles Morales from last year that they said, as part of learnings from Miles' development, that for future projects, they will only start motion capturing after the full script and storyboarding is done to minimize reshoots. So the process of motion capturing / performance capture would be done further along the project's development than before. So this is why I wanted to highlight this, because it is actually a pretty good update when it comes to Spider-Man 2. What this confirms is that when it comes to the story side of things, everything is done, nailed down, and finished to the point where Insomniac now feels comfortable enough to start mocap. Because if they didn't have that part nailed down, they wouldn't be doing mocap. And so I don't want to say that Spider-Man 2 is like close to being finished, but what I do want to say is that it seems to be progressing very well. It seems to be progressing smoothly, and more importantly, it seems likely that it is going to hit its 2023 target. Now, we don't know when Spider-Man 2 is planning to come out in 2023. I'm expecting the second half of 2023, possibly September. That seems like an ideal time frame for Sony to release that game. And something else that I do think is worth pointing out is that we recently saw that a Insomniac developer was teasing that Wolverine is going to be starting its motion capture soon as well. So that also tells us that the story for Wolverine and everything else involving that aspect of the game is done and finished. And, it seems like when it comes to Insomniac, I feel like they have become like the top tier studio for Sony. I mean, I know a lot of people think of Naughty Dog and they think of Guerrilla Games and Sony Santa Monica, and obviously they're all top tier studios, but the way Insomniac has been performing and what they've been doing since the start of the PS5 generation has just been nothing short of incredible. So yeah, just wanted to give you guys this update. But the final topic I have for you talks about Gotham Knights and how it seems that the game may have been upgraded from 2-player co-op to 4-player. Reading from PlayStation Universe, it says Gotham Knights, the upcoming superhero title from WB Games Montreal, looks set to feature 4-player co-op according to a listing for the game on the PlayStation Store. Previously, WB Games Montreal had only revealed that the game would feature 2-player co-op. However, if this listing is accurate, then it looks like that number has doubled. The PS Store is usually pretty reliable when it comes to this sort of thing too. Gotham Knights was heavily delayed, so there's every chance that WB Games Montreal could have used the time to bump the co-op feature up to 4 players. But we do have to understand that hasn't been officially confirmed yet, but it seems likely that that is what's going to happen. It just makes sense. I mean, you have like 4 different heroes here A lot of people kind of thought it was strange that it was only going to be 2-player co-op, and because they've had extra time to work on the game, it just, it makes sense that this is something that they would want to do. And I think it makes a big difference. A game like this, I feel like would be a lot better if you can do 4-player co-op rather than 2. But also, I just want to let you guys know that over on the official Gotham Knights Twitter account, they say here, mission update from the Belfry, Nightwing, and Red Hood Powers Club tomorrow at 6 a.m. at PT. Pretty much letting us know that they're going to be giving us a new update on Gotham Knights. And I want to say that if this 4-player co-op upgrade is real, we're likely going to learn about it tomorrow, and we may end up getting some new gameplay as well. Something else we might want to look out for is whether or not Gotham Knights is going to be a current gen only game for PS5 and Xbox Series, because people noticed on a ratings board recently for Gotham Knights that it did leave out the last generation consoles. So yeah, I'll keep you guys updated. Hopefully we'll get some good info on Gotham Knights tomorrow, but that's going to do it for the video, guys. I hope you did enjoy it. I hope you did find it informative. Again, if you did, make sure you leave it a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new, hit the bell notification icon, and feel free to share this video out on top of all that. But until next time, guys, take care.